I'm just realizing now that all you can see is the top of my shirt. These are ears? It's supposed to be a wolf? Hey guys! What do you think about my new vlogging corner? Looks a little bit more professional. I didn't really like the way that my videos were looking when I was sitting right in front of the window. It had okay lighting, but I felt like the background looked really bad. So I moved back here to my shelf and I figured this could be my little vlogging space. Today I want to talk about Kindles versus printed books. I got my Kindle a few Christmases ago, and when I got it with a case, and these are the actual cases that Amazon puts out specifically for the Kindle, and they're really nice because they fit exactly around the Kindle perfectly. Some of them have these elastic bands that fit over the corners, and I don't really like that. I like that it's like snugly fitting in place. I have the Kindle Paperwhite. This is the 6-inch high resolution display. I just have some facts here below that I'm reading, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So I'm just going to talk about some of the benefits of the Kindle Paperwhite. So the screen has this button, and here you can adjust how bright you want it to be. So depending on the light you're reading in, you can keep it really low, you know, kind of medium. That's max, that's really bright. I tend to keep it on the lower side, but it's great that I can adjust it depending on where it is that I'm reading. As you can see, it doesn't have any glare, which is great, so you can read it in direct sunlight and it shouldn't affect what you're seeing on the screen. And a single battery charge lasts weeks, which is awesome. So I just have the charger with me at home. I don't have to bring it around with me. The other thing is it holds thousands of books. So as you can see behind me, I have some of my books here. These I bought before I got my Kindle, and ever since getting the Kindle, I have not been buying physical books unless they are not available on the Kindle or I can find them cheaper not on the Kindle. And that rarely happens. And when I do find a book that's cheaper, it's secondhand. I'd also like to mention that you can get Amazon books on your phone or tablet, which I did before I got my Kindle, but I do recommend the Kindle over reading on a device like a phone or a tablet just because the surface is better for reading. If getting an e-reader isn't in your budget right now, I do recommend reading on your phone or tablet, but I find that reading on a Kindle is just a nicer experience. I also like the Kindle because if you and a friend or a family member have a Kindle as well, you can share an account and then you can read all the same books on the account. Right now, my husband and I share an account and we both read each other's books all the time, and it means you only have to buy them once. My husband had read all the Mistborn books before I got my Kindle, and then when I got mine, I had all the Mistborn books available for me to read. And I really liked them, they were great. Another thing I really like about the Kindle is that if there's a word that I don't know, you can just hold your finger to it so it'll highlight, and the dictionary will come up and it'll tell you exactly what the word means. They also have Kindle Unlimited, which you can sign up for. For Canadians, it's $9.99 a month. And I think that might be worth it for some people, but for me, I just don't think that I would read enough. I usually tend to choose books that are on sale or are in the public domain, which I'll talk about in a sec. They have over 800,000 books to choose from in Kindle Unlimited, but I find a lot of the books that I read I can find for a few bucks, and I usually only read about 1 to 2 books a month anyway, so $2 to $4 versus $9.99, I just don't think it's worth it for me. But like I said, it's probably worth it for some people. Maybe people read more than I do, or they read books that cost more and they aren't just looking for deals like I am. I also like that when I finish a book, I can just start another one right away. I don't have to wait till I get back home to grab another book off my shelf and then start reading that one. I always have a few books downloaded on my Kindle that I haven't read yet, so that when I do finish it, I can just start another one right away. So there's also a lot of books in the public domain, which means there's a lot of books that you can get for free. One example that I use is the book of Black Beauty. That is a book that I really enjoyed, and I have the physical book on my shelf, and I bought that one when I was in the States. It was an impulse buy near the cash. But now that I have my Kindle, a lot of those books I just download for free. One that I really liked was The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. I thought that it held up really well, and I find a lot of these books in the public domain do. But just because they're free doesn't mean that the quality's bad. It just means that it's an older book that has been enjoyed by many people for many years. So I'm really happy to have those books available for free. Another thing that's great about the Kindle is that there are a lot of people who will publish books that otherwise would not be able to, because you can self-publish on the Kindle. One series that I really enjoyed was the Wool series. There's 3 books in that series, and that is just one example of a really, really great author who put out some really great books that might have been overlooked by a publisher. I highly recommend reading Wool. That is a great series. Okay, so what are some of the reasons that I might like a printed book over a Kindle book? One of the things that took the longest time to get used to was not being able to easily flip from page to page physically. With the Kindle, you can decide what page you want to look at, and you can search through it, and you can decide exactly what page you want to see. But I think it takes a little bit longer than if you were just going to flip with your hands to look inside a book. So that can be a little bit hard to get used to. Another thing is that with the Paperwhite, it's in black and white. So when you do look at the cover, it's never as nice as a physical book. When you get a printed book, you get all these beautiful covers, and they're usually in color and they look really nice. With the Kindle, you don't really get that experience. This is a series that I bought the printed version of, and this is the Legend series. This series is one of the few ones that I would recommend getting the printed version of, and I'll show you why. A lot of the pages are printed with ink in color. This one is blue. So the chapters alternate between 2 characters, and when one of the characters is talking, it's always written in color. So this is the first book, it's in yellow, and this is the 3rd book, and it's in red. So if you're looking for a beautiful cover or printed text, things like that you can't get with the Kindle. Another thing that I like about printed books is that I like to have a collection of them on display. I think that it looks nice to have a whole bunch of books in your house. But at the same time, I'm trying to cut back on the number of items that I own, and having a Kindle allows me to enjoy all the books that I love and still own them, but I don't have them taking up space in my house. So it just depends what you're trying to get from your books, whether that be a nice collection for people to look at, or for you to look at, or just something that you can read on the go that doesn't take up any space. I think that if I had to choose between printed books and the Kindle, right now I would probably pick the Kindle. It's just so much easier to bring a Kindle with you everywhere and have all the books that you read on it. It's all just with you all the time. And I know that there's other e-readers available, like the Kobo, and I've tried the Kobo before and I think that it's great. So I think it just depends on which one is cheaper for you, which one has the features you're looking for. I know that the Kobo has more Canadian books available on it than the Kindle, so if that's something that you're looking for, you should consider that. But yeah, for me, between my Kindle and printed books, I'm choosing the Kindle. Thanks for watching my video about Kindles. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!